Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're watching this video from. It's Dr. K to your radio, huh? There is something for us to learn today. That's why I'm here. Today, I have decided to do a special lecture on the psychological effect of rape. Rape. How people that have been raped one time or the other in the course of their growing up have gone through psychological trauma that was significant enough to take away their confidence, to take away their life. Few were lucky, but not all of them were lucky to have their lives back. So that is why I want to talk on this special topic today. Please, do us a favor, share this message and save that girl out there that must have been going through or that have gone through some of these things I'll be discussing in the course of this discussion. What is rape? When you forcefully, I'm not going to use any word because it's not for the purpose of exam. I'm not going to use any word that will look like exam or that you will not understand. I want to go as simple as possible. Rape is when an individual forcefully puts himself on another, his or herself on another, in order to achieve a sexual intercourse. So what it means is that when you are doing or when you are addressing another person for sexual intercourse without consent, you are forcing sex on another person. It's rape. A female can be raped. A man can be raped. Okay? But in our environment or all over the world, women are more involved in rape than men. I'm not saying men cannot be raped, but oftentimes, more women are being raped than men being raped. More women, one way or the other in the course of their growing up, see people men forcing themselves on them. I don't know. It's traumatic. It's bad. Have you listened to a video of a victim talk to one? Talk to people about our experience. Have you listened to a live video of a live testimonial of a raped victim? You will wish it never happened. So I am going to be, in my own little way, contribute my voice today. When it comes to the issue of rape, I'm going to be talking to parents. I'm going to be talking to people, children. I'm going to be talking to adults. I'm going to be talking to the people who rape people. I'm going to be talking to the government. I'm going to talk to people. I pray that this message is able to go far so that people can have a rethink and don't rape women. And don't rape men. Don't rape anybody. Don't force yourself sexually on anyone. Take consent. And if the consent is not given, leave the person alone and look for another who can give consent. Is his or her body. You can't force yourself on another person. It's criminal. Don't do it. You are taking a significant part of that person's life. Maybe you don't know. So please listen. Okay? Problems. Psychological effect of rape. Depending on at what time in the course of life that rape was done, this will modify whatever feelings that rape victim will have. 1. Raping an underage. Raping a minor. You will cause anatomical and physiological destruction, even psychological destruction. Okay? How are you able to do that? This is a child underage whose vulva and vagina, the female structures, reproductive tracts, is underdeveloped, is soft, is fragile, is tiny, is narrow. Every small word that you can get, you can use it to describe the reproductive tracts or the sexual characteristics, sexual structure of a minor, of a 5-year-old, of a 2-year-old, of a 10-year-old, of a 12-year-old. These structures are still developing. So when you force yourself on them as a man, you are causing anatomical destruction. You can tear, you can cause tissue destruction that will cause, impairment at those areas. Some of them, when you now have to sew, you will not have to suture them. You now have to narrow down. You interfere with the anatomy of that place. as they are growing, they will have one problem or the other, whether during sexual intercourse or during delivery. It can be traumatic enough that some people will have to leak urine. Some will leak feces because you forced yourself on them. Don't do it to a child. Don't do it to an adult. Don't rape anyone. Okay? But talking about the effect of rape now. It can also cause psychological trauma. Pain. For you to force yourself, your large organ into a tiny hole of a minor. You are tearing up that child in pain. That pain that will result in bleeding. That pain will cause trauma in this child. That some of the children, in the course of life, they will not have PTSD. Don't rape anybody. It can affect their mind. They begin to see life in a different direction, especially when there is nobody to defend them. And you begin to threaten them. The people who rape people, they will threaten them. If you tell anybody, I will kill you. If you tell anyone, I will kill you. If you tell your parents, I'll kill your parents. I'll kill your father. Don't do that to a child. Don't do that to anybody. It's traumatic. Do you know most of the victims, listen to them when they share their stories. For people who have had the courage and the liberty to be able to open up and talk, to be able to come out of that depression, to be able to come out of that trauma. When they talk about it, in the course of life, you see them having exposure, having to be raped over and over again. Don't open up. Don't place your curse on them. Because once it's done, you'll be surprised. Somebody who was raped once will now begin to talk about being raped 2 or 3 or more times. Don't start it. Don't do it to anybody. And when you threaten them, you take away their rights as a human being. They live in fear. When they are living in fear, in school, they no longer concentrate. They don't do well. They see life. They live in fear. They see life as not being fair. They are psychologically traumatized. It's even worse when loved one will rape them. Don't rape your sister. It's the devil that is using you. Refuse it. Sex is not for siblings. Sex is not for related people that are related by blood. Don't rape your niece. Don't rape your cousin. Fathers, don't rape your daughters. It's even worse off. You know, when you see some victims of rape from relatives, from fathers, from brothers, from uncles, when you see them narrate it, that the first time they were touching me, you know, they'll talk about, I was shocked. They will always be surprised because it's such in a manner that one way or the other, some of them already know that it is not meant for blood relatives. A father cannot have his way with his daughter. Where's your wife? If your wife is dead, marry another one. If you are divorced, marry another woman. Mothers, don't deny your husband sex. Fathers, if your wife denies you, it's not the reason why you should rape your daughter. No way, there is no excuse for that. It's an abomination. Spiritually, physically, morally, it is an abomination. Don't rape your daughter. Don't begin to threaten. If you tell, I'll kill you. Don't begin to entice your daughter because you want to sleep with her. You buy her all the fine things. Give her money. Don't do it. You are worse than the devil himself. Please. If you have done it before, make peace. Change. Confess. Ask for mercy. And then turn a new leaf. Don't do it. Okay? And then it's even worse now when they gang rape people. Criminals break into the house of individuals, rape wives in the presence of their husbands. Don't do it. You have taken away the confidence. You are taking away the humanity in that person. You have ruined that individual. You have killed some people. Some people will no longer turn who they want to be in life. Some will want to commit suicide. Some will prefer rather to die. Don't do it. If you are so pressed, go to the motel. There are still people that are selling it. I'm not justifying it, but it is better to pay for it with consent than to steal it or ruin anybody to take it. Don't rape a woman. Don't rape a minor. Don't rape underage. Parents, bring up your sons well. Do you know that every male child, every man out there is from a family? Somebody gave birth to every man out there. Just like somebody gave birth to every woman out there. If we put it right at the family unit, if we put it right at the family level, the issue of rape will be reduced. Mothers, today, fathers, today, as you are looking at me, Christians, Muslims, whatever religion you are, train your children well. Teach them that they should not rape anybody. They should not lay their hands on anyone for the purpose of sex that is to be forcefully taken without consent. Please raise your children well. It's not too early. You know, bring your teenagers together, your children together. Talk to your children about sex as they are beginning to grow. Because people rape 5 years. Take 5 years. Don't let uncle touch your pants. If they touch your pants, tell me. You know, use the language they can understand. Train your children well. Train your sons well. Raise them in the fear of the Lord. Because anyone who comes from a godly home, anyone who has received a home training, sufficient enough to know what is good from what is bad, will not rape anyone. Irrespective of how much you have loved this person and the person has refused to love you back. It's not a do or die affair. Look elsewhere. Who told you that that's the only woman in the world? There are others that will love you for who you are, that will serve you. All you have to do, just work on yourself so that you'll be a lovable person. So that you don't need to forcefully take it from any other person. If you agree with me, every woman is looking for the best. So just be the best. Don't forcefully take it. In fact, who told you that the woman is better than you? If she does not want to give you, go elsewhere. A better woman than that will give you. If only you know how to go about it. If only you have worked on yourself to be that man that a woman will also desire. Don't rape anyone. Please. Parents, raise your sons well so that they will not rape anybody. Parents, raise your daughters well so that they will not rape any man. Train your daughters well. Raise your daughters well so that they will not seduce any man. At the end, you will not say that I'm not the one who caused it. Don't come and appear naked in a room where there are only men. You have aroused them and the devil has used them to rape you. Then you begin to cry. Dress decently. And men, that a woman has dressed erotically or has exposed underparts, it's not enough reason for you to rape her. No way. Who is making you the judge? Leave her to God to punish her for seducing you. Just walk away. Refuse and reject the temptation. Walk away from that woman who is seducing you, who is erotically arousing you. Run away from them. Run away from the temptation. Don't force yourself on any woman. Don't say that, you have been giving me red light. You might be misinterpreting or misinforming your senses. What you are seeing as green light might not be green light. It might be somebody that will just need somebody to talk to. And you're not taking advantage of the vulnerability. Please. Don't insinuate. Don't assume she has been falling for me. Don't assume because she has been giving you food in the hostel, she likes you. Don't assume because she has been smiling too much, she wants you. Don't assume. If you want it, ask. Ask for sex. And when she says no, go. Don't think that I thought she wanted it. Don't think. Please, don't think for the other. Don't rape a woman. It can ruin them. Take our time to listen to the video of victims. See how well it ruins some. Do you know some parents raping, some fathers raping their daughters? They now made it a routine, a regular routine. I'll tell you how that has affected them. For brothers, for cousins, for uncles, for relatives that have made it regular routine, let me talk to you what it has done. You know, some of those children started sexual intercourse at 5, at 6, at 7, at a very tender age. You'd raise them like that. They now got used to it. As I time they left home, they wanted it badly. And they now went into the society where people don't just go about asking for sex. They'll begin to wonder, what's strange? So they kept desiring it. They will not be the one raping boys. They want sex because you have raised them like that. Do you know I've heard somebody say that when my father said he wanted to marry, that it's a long time your mother died. Now that I want to marry, so I will not be doing this again. That she was angry. So what about me? Who are you leaving me for? That's what the girl was saying when the father stopped raping her. The father stopped taking carnal knowledge of her. The father said he wanted to marry. She fought the marriage. You know why? She said the night the father didn't do it again, she was lonely. She wanted sex. You see how you have ruined that child. She wanted it badly. that she had to be going to people. She started looking for men that could meet up because the father stopped sleeping with her. The father now had a wife. Father, you blame that your wife died. That's why you started sleeping with your daughter. And now you have decided that it's bad. That, oh no, you wouldn't have done it. And you now went and married and left your daughter. You didn't take her for psychological help. You didn't take her for counseling. So that you go and open up how you have ruined her life. You left her alone and left her to the streets to become a vagabond. Looking for sex everywhere. Anything that is on trousers, she's ready to take. She's the one that will now go into homes and be teaching young children to do what they are not supposed to do. They are the ones, she has the type that go and rape boys, young children, teaching them how to start such bad habits, you know, and then not forming a chain, a continuous chain. The daughter, the father has spoiled, the uncle has spoiled, the cousin has spoiled. It's not going there, spoiling nephews, spoiling neighbors' two sons. You see that cycle? Don't do it. Because the body will not begin to desire it. It takes the intervention of God to set them free. Because you taught them something that is demonic too early. When they didn't have control. When they didn't have the zeal, the desire to say, no, it's not done. You showed them the way to a dark world that will drown them. And as at the time you were giving up on it, you didn't show them help. You didn't take them for counseling. You didn't sought help with them. You sent them into the world to go and read young children, young men. Go and listen to the story of people that are victims. Go and listen to the people who are also raping others. One way or the other, they've been raped. Or they've been abused over time. They got used to it and couldn't stand it. So they needed it badly. They had to lure others to it. So you see the chain. You are raping somebody who became a rapist. And that will continue because you have ruined an individual. It is not too late to stop. Father, who is that devil that has been able to work on your mind? And you now see your daughter and begin to appreciate your daughter. It's satanic. Seek for help. See, do you know that if you are truly a God-fearing person and you are truly a good father, when you see your child beginning to appeal to you, seek for help. Ask God in prayers, help me. Okay? Then go to your wife more often so that you will not have any sexual urge that your daughter can arouse. Okay? I know you will not be able to tell your wife that your daughter seems to be appealing to you. I know sometimes you might not be able to open up, but you can tell God about it and pray about it. Seek for help. You know, if you don't have a woman in your life, you don't have a wife, your wife is not at home, your wife is dead or something, you are divorced, look for another wife. Don't ruin your child. I've seen daughters bearing children for their own father. Their own son is their son and their brother. Don't do it. Even as a man, when it becomes obvious, when it's not open to the public, you'll be demoralized. It will take away your integrity. There is nothing you will do in life that people will take you serious. They will look at you all the days of your life, the remaining days of your life as irresponsible. So for people, for fathers that have not done it, don't do it. For young men that are becoming fathers, don't rape your children. Don't have carnal knowledge of your children. Don't let your children appeal to you in whichever way. It's evil. It's demonic. Don't do it. And you begin to threaten your child. You begin to buy your child your clothes. Begin to give your child money. You begin to teach your child to drink, to smoke, so that you can cover up your waywardness. You teach the child the bad ways, so that the child will not know, will not have the courage for modesty, for morality, for your own selfish interest. Don't do it. Even if I don't curse you, even if nobody is cursing you, you should know that God has cursed you. It's the truth. It's the truth. Don't do it to your child. Don't do it to your cousin. Don't do it to your niece. And you niece that have been abused, you girl that have been abused, it can end with you. It's not your fault. It's bad. You are the reason I'm advocating now. You are the reason I am speaking out. That what has been done to you, it has a negative impact on others. Because if you are not careful, you will be doing it with anybody. You will go and do it with children. You will teach other children the way because you just want satisfaction. Some demon has been risen, has been awakening you. You know, that desire to have it all the time. It will make you seek for it everywhere you go. It will make you look for it from the wrong people. You will become seductive. Even if the person is married, even if the person can pay for it or not, you just become a cheerful giver. All in the name of having sex. People that have been abused, they don't mind their sons on them. And when they now come into marriage, when they have not gotten deliverance, they have not been able to pray their way out of what has been done to them. They have not received liberty, freedom from it. You will see them when their husbands are not home. They teach their children to have their way with them. Until the children will now also grow up and begin to wonder, no, what is this thing I'm doing with my mother? It's not supposed to be so. Don't do it. The world is decaying. If you must know what it's... See, there's actually a video that I watched in the past week. I told my colleague in the office that come this International Women's Day, I'm going to do a talk on it. Please, good people out there, add your voice to this voice. Preach against rape. Preach against sexual abuse, sexual molestation, abuse of women. Protect the woman in your life. Mothers, your daughters will tell you, look at what daddy did to me. You will not do anything. You will say you want to protect your marriage. That marriage you want to protect, God will use it against you. You are supposed to protect that child. That child is the innocent person in that home, not you and your husband. Which marriage are you protecting? Did you know that if a father does it to a child and you stand with your child and protect that child will have value for life. That child will say, yes, the world is not that bad anyway. My mother stood for me. She fought it. She didn't allow my father to have his way with it. That will help the child build the confidence. Mothers, I've seen mothers silencing their daughters. Don't say it anywhere. I've seen mothers silencing their children for their boyfriends. They will never believe her. Especially for women who have had children out of wedlock and now they are not in marriages. That child you had, you will not defend that child. The child will tell you, Mommy, your husband is abusing me. You will say, keep quiet. Some will abuse their children. They will oppress them. They will molest them. Because the child is saying, they will never believe that child. Your husband will tell you, no, this child has been asking me for money because I did not give her. She wants to lie. Instead of trusting your child, take your child to the doctor to go and find out. My daughter is saying that my husband is abusing her. Please help me look at this vagina. Is she sexually active? Is it true? Take the semen. You know, try to look for evidence. They will work on the DNA and be sure whether it's your husband's DNA. Try to fight and protect that child. Try to prove a point. You know, try to get evidence. Don't just rule that child out. Shut up. Keep quiet and begin to oppress that child. You should know more than that. You asked for that child. Irrespective of whether you are a single mother or not. If you did not allow sex, that child will not come. Even if the father is not responsible, why did you allow irresponsible man to sleep with you? This exception to people that were raped and they not kept the children of rape. So we will say it's not their fault, okay? But in that, it's not the child's fault either that you were raped. So you must protect that child. As far as you have kept that child, you didn't ruin that child in the womb. You didn't abort that child. Defend that child every day of your life. So for women who married and then you had a child outside wedlock before, your new husband is not abusing your child, and you begin to say the child's father is useless. You are the one who is not doing what you should do. You open door for a useless man to impregnate you. So what's the child's problem? What's the child's fault in all this? Protect that child. Defend that child. Teachers, please. If you see a child, especially the female teachers, because I've also seen male teachers, rapist students. Don't do it. Female teachers, if you see a girl child in the class who used to do well, no longer doing well, who used to be outspoken, who used to be vibrant, no longer outspoken, going into depression, full of regrets, nagging, bitter all the time. Please, take out time to attend to them. Plead with them to confide in you. Seek for security to protect them so that you can help them out of that trouble. Don't just go away. Don't just look at that child and walk away. It is not only for salaries that you teach. You teach for humanity. Your service, your calling as a teacher is first to God before the money you are being paid. Because innocent children are kept under your care, under your watch. You are the parent out of home. So listen to that child. Counsel that child. Want to hear that child? Is there a problem? Don't allow your male counterparts abuse any child. Put your eye down. Look at the closeness of a female student to a male teacher. Try to look, try to watch out. Protect that female child. Protect that girl child. Protect that boy child too that is innocent. Don't allow a teacher to abuse a boy child. Because a lot of things are happening in the world. Do you know they no longer call the vagina because they want to justify whatever it is that is being done. They will say the front hole, the back hole. So meaning they can abuse any of them. Please protect that child. If you are the good person, don't say it's not my business. Take it upon yourself to protect every girl child, every boy child, every vulnerable individual around you. It is possible that the mighty one around you might be the one that is abusing them. Help them seek for help. Pretend so that they will not kill you. Don't tell them you are going to expose them. Don't tell them you are going to tell. Go and look for help for both the child that is being abused and you that is not able to talk because the people, the high and mighty, are involved in the rape. Seek for help. Be sure that help is able to defend you, is able to protect you, and then come up with the information. Come up with the evidence that you have and protect that child. Do you know that there's this video I watched? A nanny in the house of a renowned celebrity that used to be a pedophile. He will take children. He claims, I watched some of his videos until his demise. He will say he loves children so much because his childhood was taken from him. He didn't have the opportunity to play with children, to play as a child with other children. So he's now as an adult, he loves children. He loves bringing children close to himself. Just of recent, I saw that the nanny that used to work for him while he was alive was not confessing that she couldn't have peace. That she saw her master abusing young children, all those children that were around him. He was just sexually abusing them. Even both made children, he took carnal knowledge of them. She saw their panties messed up with things that were evidence that was showing that, yes, they were actually sexually abused. It's now she was not saying it. She's saying it to have peace. But that's not the best thing to do. If you think it involves the high and mighty, try to get evidence in that house and seek for the high and mighty too to defend you and defend those children and defend that child. And it was also said that some parents were even paid to allow their children to be used for those purposes. Those parents are worthy of jail terms. Those parents can be reported. Those parents can be punished too. If you want to sexually pay somebody, use your body. Don't use the innocent child that do not have a right or a will. Don't use the vulnerable ones. Use yourself to pay for sexual gratitudes. So let's be sure you are doing that to yourself. And if I don't do it to yourself, because you owe God your own self. Protect the child close to you. Be a good teacher. Don't rape your students. Be a good teacher. Protect your students from another teacher. Be a good teacher. Protect your students from abusing neighbors. Be a good teacher. Be a good guardian. Be a good counselor. Be a good neighbor. Protect your neighbors from people that are abusing them. Protect those children whose parents are not at home from their caregivers. Don't say it's not my concern. Put an eye. Look for evidence so that you can save those children. Help those children to trust you enough. Be a good neighbor. Don't lure children into your room with biscuit, sugar, with mineral, with money, all in the mind or in an attempt to rape them. Be a good neighbor. Be a good pastor. Not because people trust you and because people depend on you and trust your judgment. Don't go and rape people. Don't lure people to your bed. Don't sexually abuse people. Don't sexually abuse married women. Don't sexually abuse young people because they have trusted you as spiritual fathers. as spiritual fathers, as spiritualists, as prophets, whoever you are that have been trusted by the society, don't rape anyone because you have been trusted. Don't take advantage of the vulnerable. If people come for you for help, don't take advantage of their situation and say, before I help you, you need to do this. Don't do it. Don't do it. Take consent for sex. Somebody will be willing to give it to you willingly. Resist the temptation of the one you desire and give it to the one you desire that desires you. The one you desire that do not desire you, leave the person alone. Please. You will ruin somebody that will end up ruining others before they will not know that it's wrong. This fight is not a fight for one person. That's why I'm admonishing you. Be a good neighbor. Be a good police officer. When a young woman comes to you to tell you about rape, don't be telling her, what are you doing there? Why did you leave your house to the boy's house? Don't people have boyfriends, classmates, classmates? Don't they have friends they can see? Who promise to be good people? Who prior to that day they were raped were good friends? Were understanding, they could discuss anything? Listen to that woman. Take her seriously and listen to the man too. Let him come and tell you she was giving me green light. Let him define what is green light. A woman is giving you green light, yet you ask for sex, she's saying no. Why not know that, oh no, this wasn't green light or it wasn't red light or whatever light you want to call it. Maybe I was mistaking her. Let me let her go and go and look for the one that is for me or the one that wants me. You now begin to say, I thought she wanted it. How will you say I thought and you were still forceful? If she wanted it, immediately you are touching her. Immediately you are asking. She's opening up her legs for you. It's mutual. But the one that is not mutual, immediately you lay your hands on her. She says, no, you can't go ahead as a gentleman to force your way on that woman. No. Protect the woman in your life. Be the good man. Be the good man, please. Be the good person. Don't rape anybody. Be a good police officer. Be a good policeman, a good policewoman. Be a good judge. There's nothing like it's a family matter. Let's go and settle it at home. A brother has raped a sister. Uncle has raped a niece. Nephew has raped a niece. Whichever way, vice versa. Daddy is raping daughter. Don't say it's family matter. Let's go. Defend that child. Protect that child against that prey. Against that predator. You know. Save that innocent child. Please. A lot of people have become drug addicts from experiences of rape. A lot of people have become rapists themselves because they were sexually abused when they were growing up. A lot of people have become very abusive to their own children because they bore them out of rape. A lot of them depending on drugs. A lot of them losing their own judgment to life, committing suicide, abusing others, involved in one crime or the other, involved in prostitution, vagabondism, because they were abused while they were growing up. Don't abuse anybody. Parents, whether poverty or not, take care of your own children now. You can't come and bear 12 children and be looking for who to take care of them. Where were you? You didn't know that you don't have the income to raise 12 children. You now bring 12 children up. You have 8 girls, 4 boys, only you. You'll be looking for who to take care of them. You come and go to town, come and go here. You send the girls all over everywhere because people will not want to take boys. In their various homes, they are being raped. If they tell you, you will not believe. Even if you believe, you will not have them come back. You can't protect them because you cannot feed them. You say, stay there. Don't worry. As far as it did not kill you. Parents, bear children that you can take care of. Bear children that you can look after. You can imagine, you don't have a job. You are bearing 12 children, 14 children, 8 children. God did not say poor people should not bear children, okay? Do you know that if I see a poor man with 2 children and you are seeking for help, yes, I will willingly and gladly help you. Because I can't say because you are poor, you should not have children at all. No. The Bible even says that there will always be the poor amongst us, okay? So they will always be the poor. And you can't say because you are poor, don't have children at all. How would they carry on their family lineage? But not that you go and have 10 children, you are seeking for help. And the person you are asking help from, the billionaire, the millionaire that are doing well, they have only 2, 3, 4 children. And you that is seeking for help, you have 12, 20. No, now. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Don't come and bear the children and begin to expose them. Expose them, send them everywhere until they are being raped. They become victims of rape. They will begin to rape others. They become prostitutes. They become drug addicts. They become a menace to the society. Involved in one crime or the other. You, as a parent, you were the one who ruined them. You are the one who exposed those children. You see homeless children everywhere. You ask them, when did you leave home? They say 2 years ago, 3 years ago. What has 10 years got to do with leaving home? 12 years, 11 years, they have been on the street for the past 2, 3 years. When you ask them what caused it, they will say there was no food, hunger. If you are poor and you have had 2 children, go and do family planning. And be suffering with the 2. If you sand you eat, give the 2 sand to eat. If you are begging, beg with the 2. I'm sure people will have mercy. Because they won't say 2 is too much. You are supposed to have children, isn't it? And no, they will listen to you. They will listen to you. Don't go and have multitudes and expose their lives to one form of battery or the other. They will call them witches, molest them, abuse them. They lock children in the cage as punishment. Bruise them everywhere. Don't do it. And you that is looking for help, you have sent for your auntie, your uncle to look for people for you in the village because they are vulnerable. Your husband will be raping them, you will not talk. And you wait for your own children to amount to something. I'm not cursing you. It's just karma. Your husband is raping your house help. You are instead of warning your husband, you chase the house help with the pregnancy to the street to go and die because it's not your daughter. I mean, why the rapist is with you in the house. You did not report the rapist to the police, and you did not defend the child that was raped and impregnated. You denied. You protected your husband, your own children. I'm not the one that will say it, but karma is there. As a woman in the house, when your husband is raping your house help, protect the house help. Rise up against your husband. If he's responsible, if he so value that marriage, you will not ruin another child. By so doing, you are fighting for the destiny of your own children, so that they can amount to good, great children too, so that nobody will rape your own. There will not be nemesis. You can't allow your husband rape your house help, impregnate her, and chase her away with pregnancy. Let her go and die and suffer in the street, and you protect your own children. Protect your own husband. All in the name of you are protecting your marriage. And your children will be free. No. Somebody's going to rape them out there. Your drivers will rape them. Your children will be wayward. It's not a cause. I'm not the one placing the cause. It's called karma. In this world, there's a time to sow and a time to reap. And whatever a man sows, the same he reaps. If you want to reap good things, begin to sow good things. You will reap it one way or the other. And that's what I'm telling you. Some people will wonder, how has this concerned better preventing disease? It has concerned me, because the people you have raped, they have met me in the clinic with depression, with drug addiction, looking for a way out of it, with people who had failed suicidal attempt, drug poison. People came and met them. They used to bring them to us in the hospital. They would say attempted suicide, drug poison, took plenty of drugs to die. They bring them to us. I would not say I can't sit down in the hospital and begin to take history and be saying what happened, what is causing the depression, and not go out there. What I'm doing now is referred to as public health. You prevent disease. It's better prevented. I prevent you from raping them by telling you and telling God to attend to your conscience. Have conscience. Don't rape any child. Don't rape anybody. Don't take away their life from them. When a child is committing suicide because of continuous abuse, you have refused to stop. You have refused to stop and you are threatening to kill. And the child, instead of continuing pain, you say, I'd rather die. So I better appeal to you. Don't rape that child. Leave the child alone. So that the child will not come to me. I haven't been overdosed with drug that you have caused because of depression, because of sadness, extremes of sadness. Don't do it. Repent. It's not too late. Stop doing it. Marry your own wife. It's even in the Bible. It says in order for a man not to born, it is advisable that every man should get his own wife. Get your own wife. If a woman is not allowing you, it's because you are looking for a woman above your capacity. That's why it's not allowing you. There, for example, you cannot ask a truck pusher now to go and be going a professor of medicine. And you say, why did she not allow him? She's not going to allow him. There's class in everything. There's class. And the class difference should not be too much. Otherwise, the woman, any little thing in the house, the man is saying, because I didn't go to school, it's because you're a professor. There can never be harmony. There can never be peace in that kind of home. There's class. So if you want the higher class, upgrade yourself and be of that higher class. Okay? Yes, if you're a truck pusher, there's a woman that is selling, that is hawking. There's a woman that also pushes one thing or the other. It's not the truck, it's pushing a wheelbarrow for some other thing. You build the capacity. Follow your own class so that it will be easy for you to achieve. Or you don't know there are fine women. There are fine men that are truck pusher because they didn't have level of education that is needed to promote their class. There are fine women that are wheelbarrow pusher because they didn't have education. They didn't have ability to promote their personality. They didn't go to school. So if you are so concerned about the fine one, you will also get them. Yes. Somebody will say, the poor marrying poor. Yes, the way to go out of that. When you're not virtually married, don't deny each other access. Go in your understanding and be peaceful. When it's time to bear children, don't go and bear 21 children. Bear 2, a boy and a girl. Or 3 at most that your money can take care of. And also raise them in the same ability. You can do better. How will you do better? You are pushing a wheelbarrow, save up money. There is education. That is why I have to also talk to the government. Education should be free so that poor can raise children that are better than them. I told you that I will be talking to the government too. Education should be affordable so that when you have 2 or 3 children as a poor person, they will go to free education. They will not be better than you and have a better class. Over time, the poor, it will go over generation. They will be better too. Because that child that has gone to school, if he or she is going to marry now, we don't marry one who is pushing truck. We now go to the same class who has gone to school, let's say secondary school. Secondary school will not go higher. Send children to university. Life will get better. How will government come in? Advocacy, government in the Ministry of Education. Let there be sex education, adequate teaching. Not just like you teach, you come to class and just put on the board living things. Living things are those things that have life and can breathe, or they move from one place to the other, or they procreate. No, sex education should not be taught like that. Sex education should be taught with emphasis on the complications. And tell that child that the reason you are teaching is not for just answering questions in exam. As at the time, as a teacher, you come to class to teach a student sex education. Lay emphasis on the fact that I have not come to teach you because I am going to set questions in exams from this topic. Even if I set questions, but that's not the primary reason I'm teaching you. I am teaching you because this is what will happen in the community. There are people, their father is raping them. Teach the child in school, sex education, Ministry of Education. Teach sex education, teach rape. Teach what you teach to abuse a child. Equip a child with the information that is needed. So that when the father is touching the child will say, my teacher said that sex is not for between a father and a child. It's not between brothers. Why is my father doing this? And the child cannot come to you in school and say, excuse me, ma, you said it the other day in class that a father should not have carnal knowledge of the daughter. A father should not have sexual intercourse with the daughter. Do you know my daddy is asking me? My daddy is touching my breast. Be a good teacher. Teach it with emphasis. It's not for exam, so it's for protection. Please. Ministry of Education, involve this. Include this as a matter of urgency. In the curriculum, I know it is in the curriculum. Even in my time, I was taught, but it's not that kind of teaching. Because that kind of teaching is not what I'm using to teach you now. It's not the kind of emphasis I'm laying now. There should be emphasis in terms of curriculum. That teachers should be trained. They should be teaching. In fact, I volunteer myself to teach teachers who will teach students sex education, rape at their various levels. Red flags. They should know when there is danger. They should know what to do, how to dress. They should know what is menstruation, sexual development, sexual characteristics, hormonal changes to the body, so that they will know when to seek for help, when to run away. Your pants should not be touched by the teacher. Your teacher should not buy you pants. Your mate teacher should not come to you in the morning and say, Rita or whoever, I've bought you pants, I've bought you bra. Your teacher has no right to buy you such underwears. He has not something evil. He's going to ask to see them someday. And by so doing, see your nakedness and abuse you. You know, Ministry of Education, do more. Legislators, build laws that will punish offenders, that will punish rapists so that they will be scared. Protect people that speak out. Protect them from the high and mighty that have raped them. Protect them from their bosses that raped them. Protect them from their teachers that raped them. Protect them from their boss, from their managers, from their directors that raped them. Officers, don't take bribe. Protect the rape victims. Don't take bribe and say it's a family matter. Don't take bribe and say there's nothing here. It's your boyfriend. It's your boyfriend, but the girlfriend is saying he raped me. He didn't take consent. Be a good police officer. Legislators, government, protect the girl child and build a better Nigeria. Share this message unto the people involved. It's involving everybody. It's involving the government, the parents, the girl child, the boy child, the pastors, the spiritual leaders, the imam. It's involving everybody. We must protect the vulnerable amongst us. We must protect the girl child amongst us. Instead of abusing a child, if you want to marry 20 wives, provided you are able to care for them. And the woman that is going to marry you, if you marry a man that cannot care for you, it is your cup of tea. Don't abuse the child. Don't oppress the child. The child didn't beg you to come. You are the one who opened your legs. You are the one who did not protect the sex. You had unprotected sexual intercourse. What were you expecting? Are you not fertile? Are you not a man? Are you not a woman? Are you not going to impregnate her? Or is she not going to be pregnant? Why then will you not unleash your anger on the innocent child, saying the father is not responsible or the mother is not responsible, and you ruin the child psychologically because the child came forth? Meanwhile, you are to be blamed. Please. And for people that have been raped, speak out. Look for my number. I will link you with human rights people. In fact, I give it to Honorable Ahmed, ordinary president. You are doing a lot for your people. God will bless you. In fact, this is the part you should look at, sir. Look at the people who cannot speak out. The people that have been raped. Or that are still being raped, that are still being abused, who cannot speak out because they have been threatened. We will kill you. Sir, create a channel for them. An avenue for them to speak out. Dedicate a line to them. Put somebody in charge of such people to go and make such inquiries. Give evidence. Bring that evidence so that we can protect them. I know you can do it because you have the call of God upon your head. Honorable ordinary President Ahmed, the Brekete man himself. I'm calling you out in this video, sir, because you have been protecting the people. You have been protecting them one way or the other. The vulnerable, you have been speaking for them. You have been defending them. These are the class of people you need to fight for, sir. That's why I'm calling you. Defend them. They are being raped. They are being abused by their fathers, by their uncles, by their by their aunties, by their spiritual leaders. And they are being threatened. If you talk, I kill you. But I know when you stand for them, they can't do anything. You are a man that has got grace upon your life. Anybody that fights a man that has got grace, God will disgrace him. Or disgrace whoever. You know? So everyone, it is your duty to protect anyone that is vulnerable. There is a mad person by the street and he's being raped. He's being raped. You walk past. No. You might not fight the rapist. Call police. Call people. Come and look at that mad woman that is always by that corner. Some group of boys are raping her. Call help. Don't let them know you are the one calling help for your own security and safety. Be sure as at the time you are talking out, you are in safe hands so that you don't endanger your own life. You don't put your life at risk. If we have more people concerned, not saying that it is not my business, what is my own? It's not my sister. It's not my daughter. It's not my friend. It's not my neighbor. And you are saying I don't care. If you have more people that we care, that we show genuine concern, the world will be a better place. Be a better citizen. Be a better Christian. Be a better Muslim. Be a good person. This topic is irrespective of a religion or political party. It is a service to humanity. Protect the vulnerable. And most vulnerable people in our community are the children and the women. When they are children, whether they are a girl child or a boy child, a girl child or a boy child is still vulnerable. But when they are grown, the woman is most at risk, is most vulnerable. Parents Parents, don't entrust your children to neighbors. Look for a proper care for your children. Proper care, proper care. Is it a school you will take them? Are you looking for a nanny? Prayerfully look for a nanny. Don't expose your children. Don't go and give your children to one drug addict, to one neighbor, and expect to meet them in a hole. They will abuse them. Is it that they are able to entice them to get to abuse them, or they threaten them? If you tell your parents, I will kill your parents. Parents, come on, let's do more in protecting our children. Mothers, you should be better than that. Protect your daughter from your boyfriend. She's not the one who asked you to be a single mother. She's not the one who asked you to have her extramaritally. Please, protect the vulnerable. Speak out. Cry out for help. I'm sure something will happen. Government, let food be affordable, so that the parents don't have to send their children to go and be house help, to be able to survive, to go and be helping people in town, in cities where they will be abused. Let education be free education. Do your service unto humanity. And that service that is done unto humanity is what is done unto God. You can imagine. It is so hot. Even with the HC, I'm sweaty here because it is painful. Under 1 week, I've watched videos on Facebook of people who were raped one time of their life. I've seen how their life turned out. It took God to be able to save some from various deadly habits, prostitution, drug addiction, crime, repeated rapes, committed suicide several times, failed attempts, murdered people. Some killed even the people who raped them, made them criminals. You see what the life is. Please, let's begin to raise more advocacy. Speak out. If the good amongst us refuse to speak out, the bad will dominate. Let's show more concern for others. Don't say it doesn't concern me. Be a voice to the voiceless. Be help to the helpless. Do it, and you'll be glad you did.